Alright, so I have a lot of warmongers out there that are just dying for some zero videos, so let's go ahead and give you what you want. Now, keep this in mind while you're watching. This video, I think it's about a week old, somewhere around there. So I didn't have any of the newer heroes that I have to gold now, etc, etc. So just keep that in mind when you see me set up my battalions and whatnot. And also, I was Overlord at the time, and the negative titles were being used, so I didn't really have one to give them that would actually debuff their army, so that's why I didn't really use one. Now, he has Trickster in the wall, and he has other gold heroes aside from Rose Knight, which is kind of questionable, because in my opinion, outside of Trickster and Rose Knight, there's really no other heroes that you should focus on as far as the free-to-play heroes. I think Rose Knight and Trickster should be 1 and 2 as far as the ones that you should take to legendary grade as soon as possible. But I digress. I'm gonna go ahead and hit with Ancient Drake Riders or Cavalry here first. And what I'm doing here is making sure that I send Siege. A, because I didn't want to lose my leader, just in case he switched to war gear or something like that. And B, it gave me enough time to switch phalanxes and my gear and everything like that. So the first hit, 2.2 million troops, and we actually get fire on the first one. Now, it actually did hurt him a bit more than me, but if you actually take a look, because my infirmaries had mainly T4, that's gonna be a pain in the butt to heal. So that now that I know exactly what he has, and my gamble of him being an infantry phalanx paid off, I went ahead and send again Ancient Cavalry to finish it off, because I'm not gonna touch the ranged, so I don't want to focus too much on that. So here comes the second hit. He's at 151 million right now. Second hit hits, and he's down to 140. Now, the small mistake I made here is that I didn't clear out my infirmaries after the first hit, and right now I don't have like a ton of infirmaries, so it did fill up after the second hit. So I probably lost a couple of more thousand troops that I shouldn't have, and they should have gone to infirmaries, but it is what it is. Once you're doing some solos, you want to do it as quickly as possible, because obviously if the target comes in and shields, especially after the first hit, then really the one that's going to be losing out is going to be you. So you want to do it as quickly as possible. And also, this is for the people that are really wanting to get to their T4 and get a lot of T4s. It's not easy to heal, so I hope that you guys understand that. If you want to go ahead and start making a ton of T4, you gotta be ready to heal them as well, and that's going to take hundreds of millions of resources. So I went ahead and switched talents, because I believe I was in cavalry cavalry talents at the time, and I had just finished rallying somebody, which that's going to be another video for another day, hence why the titles were being used. But then I went ahead and used range, because obviously the only thing that's left was going to be cavalry and some range. So we go another 600,000 down, and at this point, really the only thing that he has left is just heroic cannoneers. He's losing a ton of T4 and T3, and now it's just a matter of sending in my infantry. And I went ahead and took down a bit more T3, because I know that, first of all, this wasn't going to hurt me much, and the more T4 that I include, the better of the chance of me zeroing on this hit. So he starts at 125, and that hit is going to take him down to 108. Now, does it zero him? No. Of course not, because you know what's left? Freaking Siege. Siege, I swear to you, Siege are like the roaches of Lord's Mobile. No matter how hard you try, they'll always survive. Like, there'll always be 1 or 2 that stay left over. It's so freaking annoying. From now on, Siege, I'm just gonna call them roaches. Alright, because you just can't get rid of them in a hit. But anyways, went ahead and hit that about 100,000 Siege, I believe it was, and took the leader. So we should be good to go. And there's the hit. Like, come on now. But yeah, to go 110,000 Siege, which yeah, they just found ways to survive, man, just like roaches. So we got Destroyer and Fire Trebuchets. I don't know why he had like different layers of Siege. That's kind of weird. But let's go over the hits once again. So this one was the previous hit, and on that one he lost quite a bit of heroic cannoneers and stealth snipers. and I mean, pretty much some of the siege and some sharpshooters, but really the big losses for him there was the range. I think this was the one where he lost the most troops. We were talking 600,000 in that one hit. And let's see what he lost mainly. So he lost some stealth snipers and about 200k ancient Drake riders. So yeah, he definitely was hurting. After the first hit, he was still kind of hurting, but this is the hit that kind of hurt me a bit more. And I ended up losing 71,000 ancient Drake riders in that one, which is not what you want. But like I said, it is what it is. When you go ahead and solo 2.2 million troops, you gotta expect some losses. But yeah, if I would have healed after this one, it would have been much better on my end. But it is what it is. So this is the first hit, and I was right on the phalanx. That's really the main thing. You know, I got most of the T4 wounded, and then the T3 infantry was dead. So here's the initial scout. So you see he kind of had an even mix, except he was a little bit heavier on stealth snipers. And of course, as it always happens, right after you zero them, they realize that they're zeroed, and then they shield a castle that had nothing to protect. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and until later, bye. Hope you warmongers are happy now.